And make it bigger. There we go. You are very good. You're saying that this is a sine function that's been moved down 3 and the amplitude is 2. So you said, okay, this goes 2 up and 2 down, and the kind of point here for sine function is right on the axis. Now, this is asking us to think about not just, we got A and you got the value of D. So we have to think about these other two values of what's going on. And what I'm thinking is, okay, normally the period of the sine function is 2 pi. So that means it would go up and down and back to the midpoint. In one cycle, that would be 2 pi. And that's not what's happening here because that's finishing before pi. So that means that this value of b has been changed, right? So let's think about, let's say I need something I can write on here. So let's just write here. All right, so I know that the period in this function I just saw is pi, right? Because it's finished a whole loop by pi. And so pi is the period, and normally the sine function has a period of 2 pi divided by that value of b. So how can I figure out b? Well, if I say b times pi, right, I move it to the other side, is equal to 2 pi, then pi's cancel, and that b equals 2. It won't say lowercase. So now I know that the value of b equals 2, and I go back and look one more time at this function. It's not shifted. This c value is shifting it left to right. And it's not shifting left to right, so I don't have to worry about that value. And I put this in Desmos here. I went ahead and put this function in here. Oh, I don't need 2 sliders. I just made it lowercase. Here we go. So I have a, right? And you said a was 2. Oh, and if you want to play around with this scale a little bit to make it like Desmos, just so you can see what it's like, you can use this little wrench up here. And I made the graph go from negative 2 pi to 2 pi. And just like on the graph, I made this step pi over 4. And then I made y negative 10 to 10 just so I could see up or down. Right, you said a was 2. You said d was moving the graph down 3. So now we have, see what I was saying about the period without changing this value of b, the period is 2 pi. And if I need to see that a little bit, maybe I go over to 3 pi, right? So now, oh, I can see 2 pi is when it's back at the midline. So I have to, right, shrink up this graph. I have to, or I could say make the frequency go faster. We said c is shifting it left to right. See, if I move this, you see how the graph shifts left to right, which sometimes could be back to where it started. All right, so it's not shifting, so we need c is 0. And we did that little calculation to find that if I make b2, now all of a sudden it goes up and it comes down and it's back where it was at pi. And that is just like the graph here. All right, so you have down the amplitude change, the moving the graph up or down. This value of b is going to shift, or sorry, is going to change the period. Right, so 2 pi divided by b for the sine function or the cosine function. And then if you had to worry about it moving left or right, this would do so. All right, I hope that helps. Let me know.